Howdy. Okay. Oh, the game just crashed. That's interesting. Let me load up Indiana Jones again and see if I can get it to. That's interesting. I just had it loaded up. Turn on the stream. Oh. So yeah, let's see. Hopefully, because the graphics are really good and it's turned up all the way that it doesn't cause issues. I do have the latency set to normal, so that kind of gives a buffer for the CPU. So hopefully that will be fine. But yeah, hopefully everyone's have a good morning so far. Um, so yeah, I did play a little bit of Indiana Jones yesterday, and first impressions are, it looks amazing, and it actually feels great to play. It is, it's, how do I explain? It's a little slower paced in terms of the type of games I typically like to play. I would say a good way to explain it was it actually feels like Sniper Elite 5, but okay, here we go. Let's see if my computer can actually handle what's going on here. I might need to turn down the graphics. Okay, that might be better. I still see my OBS kind of. It's Bethesda, but Bethesda's owned by or Machine Games owns them, which was id and Microsoft thing. It's a weird. Okay. Well, let's just see what happens because I noticed the I turned down the graphics just a little bit.
So what brings you to the Vatican, Indy?
I'm looking for someone. A tall fellow.
Tall fellow. Well, there is Giovanni, the chef. He is quite tall, and his risotto ai funghi is...
Very tall. Like a giant. He stole something from me, and I mean to find out why.
What did he steal?
Well, a cat mummy. Very unusual for where it was found.
So this is after like the main, there's like the intro of the game, and then there's like the first level, and this is like the next part.
That seems a bit far-fetched, don't you think? Can I see this calling card?
It looks a little dark on the screen. I think that's because of HDR. Let me see if I can turn that off. Ah, there we go. Okay. Yeah, for the stream, I'll turn off HDR. And, see, I have everything set to Supreme, which... Oh, Chris, is there a recent indie controversy? I bet it's just someone complaining online about something. I feel like there's always going to be something someone's going to complain about.
What do you make of this?
It looks like the sigil of the Vatican Secret Archive, but there's something different about it. Are you sure you want to investigate this, Indy?
Look, things don't add
So,
up.
and I like ancient history stuff.
And I'm not letting that giant off the hook.
And I do think the stories in Indiana Jones are pretty good, where it's talking about like ancient history, but stuff that hasn't been solved or mysteries or whatever.
Claimed to have seen the secret messages inscribed in the oldest buildings of the Vatican. He said they referenced a group of giants he called the fallen angels, hidden in the holy city. But bear in mind that Father Crescenzo was known mainly for one thing.
Oh yeah, what's that?
Star-craving, brain-sick madness. Let's get you dressed like you belong here.
Graphics look great. It's super cinematic. I have it set for the widescreen to be this wide.
Yes, in the conservation workshop.
Because you can have it to where it's kind of standard with the monitor.
But you did say you
that?
wanted to investigate this.
It's a lead worth following.
You can put these on. I hope they fit.
Oh, pretty neat.
Well, at least it fits.
Dress right in front of the dude.
Perfetto, Indy. You should have become a man of the cloth.
I found another calling.
We have to be careful. Il Duce has eyes and ears everywhere, even
And
in
I gotta say, the graphics
Siete fatto un amico, padre?
are amazing. They
Padre Ventura,
because it
this
almost
is,
it's
Father Gallagher
realistic,
from
but there's
St.
enough
Joseph's Foster.
layer of
An American.
I don't know how to explain it. There's enough of a layer on top to where it's not uncanny valley.
You're here to help. Antonio, he's going deaf, he says. An old war wound, I'm told.
Well, I'm just here to serve God. Aren't we all?
Ne assumete la responsabilità. Credo che il Santo Padre sarebbe in quanto contrariato se introducesse.
And this is a game where I can't skip dialogue. I might talk you through it.
Naturalmente, Padre Ventura.
Yeah, I like the idea. Anyway, I was talking about the ancient history stuff, like Vatican secrets. That's a giant too,
He's a
because
jolly
it's
fellow.
funny how giants are part of
Good
sort
luck,
of,
Indy.
you know, they talk about them in the
If
Bible.
you need
They're
me,
kind
I
of
will be here
associated with
in my
certain
office.
ancient myths.
Take a look in the library. See if I can't find that symbol.
All right, Indy. I'll see you later.
So yeah, you've got your notes that you can look through, and you have a map, and you could like, wait, but that's not the map. Maybe I don't have the map. Because yeah, you can get a map, you can open it and walk around. Something.
Did you say something?
Who, me? No.
Okay, now map unlocked. Yeah, I like it. You just hold it as you're walking around. That's something Indy would do. To get into there. So maybe look around and see if there's anything I could pick up, because I noticed there's a lot of collectibles. What were you guys doing in that corner? Kind of weird, but okay. Help you with that. You too. It's really hard to work without the light on. There you go. So,
Dio santo, che male.
I wonder if
Sapevo
that's a
che fosse
clue.
acceso.
Oh no, because I can just come in here. Okay. Yeah. It's easy.
Let's see if this works.
That's very Indiana Jones right
What
there.
have you found, Indy?
Oh,
Secret entrance.
In my library? Where do you think it leads?
Only one way to find out.
how do I just not carry something? So I can walk around carrying bread, an apple. There we go. Dark. Oh, here we go. All right, we got a light. Saw something turn red.
Watch your step, Indy. I have been asking to have the library renovated for a very long time.
I'll be careful.
exciting, Indy. My hands are shaking.
Cool.
I wonder who built this place and what it was for.
Whatever its purpose was, it's been abandoned for centuries.
Hold on 1 second. Let me check something. Yeah, so when I was playing yesterday, it was... The intro's pretty cool. Don't want to spoil it just in case you guys are going to play it, but it's not super pivotal to the story or anything. And then there was the first level of the main, like, story. And it was fun. It was very much exploration. I beat up, like, 20 guys. Like, it was kind of crazy how much fighting I was actually doing.
There is a gate here. I wonder how we open it.
Looks like I might have to swim. That's an Indiana Jones thing. Drop this. I didn't want to drop it down there, but...
Oh, I'm soaked.
Yeah, I remember hearing that it's funny, the animation of going in and out of the water. So, like, if I get up, like, I'm up. Like, there's no animation, which, you know, I appreciate. There's little things they do in this game to make it more faster paced than a typical action adventure, like walking simulator style game. Because it's interesting, you know, this studio, and I don't know how many of the original developers there,
There you are.
is known for making these games like Chronicles of Riddick and all that. But this one is more like a...
Much older than anything here. Where's it from?
Oh, who is this poor individual? L'eterno riposo
Okay, I am
dormi
noticing the,
Signore,
stream.
splenda ad essi la luce perpetua.
This writing certainly
What's that
is
on the table?
eccentric.
Okay. Still don't know, yeah, hopefully it doesn't crash.
What is that parchment?
Did it crash? It did.
You know, this might be a map of those inscriptions we talked about.
Okay. So I was able to, I think, got it back. So yeah, the game started slowing down. I don't know if it was my machine or OBS, and I think I got back. So then I guess we'll probably do something else. But that's the game. I think it's pretty cool. It's a hard game to stream, I think, because of the dialogue. It's like watching a movie, and I think that's kind of what it is at the end of the day. You're walking around, listening, watching a movie. It's kind of hard to stream in terms of streaming and paying attention, to the chat. But at the same time, people would watch content like that because it's like watching a movie. So, yeah, let's just jump into some news then. I'm gonna open up. But real quick, what I had been playing, obviously Indiana Jones. Let me refresh that. I think it's a good mainstream casual game. Does Indiana Jones, should Indiana Jones be that? It's interesting because with how much, like, the last movie didn't do well. And who knows how much of that is word of mouth, or I didn't even watch the last movie, I feel bad. But I would prefer, and I don't know how to put it. It's not like what we're playing is bad. It's actually good and it's neat, but I feel like Indiana Jones would... It's a type of series that needs a game where the mechanics of the game speak more to, an Indiana Jones game. And it has those elements because you're sneaking around, you're picking up items, and it's like, okay, this could be an adventure game, whatever. But maybe that's all Indiana Jones can be. Because my thought and what I've been talking about for a while is Sniper Elite 5, but with a whip. So think of, you have that big these open world levels that you're just sneaking around and exploring, targeting the enemies like a big Nazi base you have to get in. You're just trying to figure out. So far, the Indiana Jones game is a little more linear. And even though it's linear, there are areas where, like, okay, it has like branching paths, but they all meet in the same place. So I was playing the second level. Actually, it's on here, the break-in. Because, the first one was the Golden Idol. With the break-in, there was a part where I went far. I was going further along the level, and then I was like, oh, you know what? There was a body back there I didn't hide. Let me go back. That's, again, where we get like Hitman or Sniper Elite. And then I go back, and a door that was locked was then being opened by a guard, and so then I was able to use that door to get around another way, but then I ended up in the same place. So it's like the levels are linear, but there's things that you can do along the way. Again, that could be cool. It could be an easy game to complete. It's just not, the meat of the gameplay mechanics aren't there. But again, maybe that's just an Indiana Jones thing, and that's just how it is. So yeah, I'll be playing a little bit more of that. What I'm also going to be playing, but it's not available yet, I just added it to my library, is Rita's Rewind. I think that unlocks, in 2 hours and 40 minutes maybe? Because that's when the promotional offer ends. Oh yeah, in 2 hours. Okay, there we go. It says, so you got like 40 minutes of a sale if you want to, but in 2 hours, which I'll be working, so I probably won't get into this until tonight, and if not tonight, that will be on tomorrow's stream. So yeah, looking forward to that. Okay. Let's see if there's any other interesting news, because even yesterday, between work, I actually didn't listen to many podcasts yesterday. Let's see. Yeah, right after work, I watched a Godzilla movie, played a game, went to bed. So there's stuff to do, but not too much. Rocksteady to terminate Suicide Squad support in January 2025. Okay. You know, it's always funny, this game, because it plays well. Mechanically, it's fun, but then as you play it, it was kind of like, eh. But it's so well made. That's the thing. It's one of those weird games of the year, you know? Let's see. Publishers reportedly not nailing down release dates to avoid potential GTA 6 clash. Huh, that's pretty smart. Marvel Rivals tops 10 million players in 72 hours. That's cool. I mean, if it's more than just being Marvel and people are saying it's a fun game, I might check it out. Shopify Rebellion? I have no idea what that is. Yeah, we're getting into some news from yesterday, I guess, because there's not much, maybe because of the end of the year. Well, I think with the Game Awards, are there any leaks? Oh, let me look that up. Rumors, you know, I like to look at the Reddit gaming leaks and rumors to see what's going on. Days Gone Remastered announced could be coming soon. So that's interesting. That's a game that I never played. Or maybe I started it and then I stopped. But it seems like the type of game I would like. Remastered could be good, as, you know, there were some elements in the first, or not the first, in Days Gone, where people like sometimes a little slower pace. So if they speed some of that up, that'd be good. Autonomous, imagine Season 1 Overwatch when it was fun but even better. Oh. Yeah, you know, when Overwatch first came out, I had fun with that. I had a LAN party at my house at that time. I had people come over to play. And I don't know. I don't know. Overwatch, things like Valorant, Fortnite, yes, they're video games, but they're more than that, in my opinion. And I'm more into video games, and these things are more of like just it's sports. They're competitive things, and I am not by nature a competitive person. I don't care to win something. I have fun solving puzzles and being in an experience, you know, so that's why I like, you know, and I'll say Sniper Elite 5. I like where I have this whole world where I am in, I have to figure out what to do. I have all these mechanics on hand. That's why I don't play a lot of turn-based games, because my mind isn't focused on in this world where I have to react, you know, hand-eye coordination at all times. And I think that's what I like about games. So I think with the Indiana Jones, that's where it's like, and that's the thing, Overwatch is that. Overwatch, those type of games are that, but you do that to then try to win. And for me, it's like, well, what am I winning? Against another team? Okay. But when I'm playing Sniper Elite 5 and I'm like, oh, I completed this map. I got all the collectibles. That, for me, that's more interesting. And so with Indiana Jones, it seems like it's a toned down Sniper Elite 5 or Metal Gear Solid, where it's a little easier. And that's cool. But what's actually cool is the Indiana Jones, when you start it up, there's 2 different levels of different difficulties. So there's the combat difficulty. And I did just the standard default, but it gets harder, so that might be fun. And then for the puzzle solving, I think it was the same way, where it had a harder, or no, maybe it was easier than default, and I did default. But anyway, it's cool that there are those options to make it harder, but then I'd have to play Indiana Jones in the time I have to be like, okay, would I play this again on a harder difficulty? We'd have to see. So Days Gone is that type of game. It's, you know, action. So that would be cool too if it is on Steam and not just like a PlayStation release. Possible Nintendo Switch 2 first look. This might have been what I saw. It's like a blurry picture yeah. So it was like a video, and you can kind of see, I mean, that looks like, I think what we're seeing on the left and right is the accessory that it's clicking into, but then you could see it here, and yeah, I think it's the right move. You make it look like a Switch, and you know, think about how they have, you know, Switch Lite, Switch OLED, so then you come out with Switch 2. So I think that marketing that Nintendo can be using will help them. It won't be a Wii U situation. Let's see. Let's see. There's an anime adaptation for Metaphor ReFantazio. That's cool. Okay, Call of Duty 1, 2, and 4. Interesting. Modern Warfare 2007 may be coming to PC Game Pass after surprise MSPC store launch. But what does that mean? Oh, okay, I see. So it's weird that it says, okay, that's saying PC Xbox store. Okay. I see MSPC store. I'm like, what? I've shown up on the Microsoft store for PC. Oh, it's very interesting. I was talking about that yesterday with that Demons of Asterberg or whatever. I probably butchered that. Where that was a game on the Microsoft store, but not on Xbox or something. Interesting. I mean, that would be great. I think the idea here is for Microsoft to make all of the legacy Activision games available on Game Pass. New Helldivers faction will be available soon. And would I jump back in that? You know, Helldivers is a good example of a game that does kind of both those things because it's multiplayer, but you're not really competing, but you are working together to finish a map or whatever. So that's still fun. I could see myself getting back into that. Yeah, and I think some of this stuff we've already actually let me go by new just in case. Messi coming to Fortnite. I know a lot of people that would like that. Yeah, I think that's it. There's really not too much going on. And so, yeah, what am I going to be playing this week? So it'll be a mix of Indiana Jones. I'll probably do a little bit of that here and there. Again, it's kind of a cozy game. It's a chill game. It would be cool to stream if, like, there's no expectation to be talking a lot because I would want to be listening. You know, that's really tough. And then the Power Rangers game for sure. I mean, that's going to be fun. And I could see myself beating it by this weekend because when those types of games come out, I stick with them. The only one that I didn't beat is the last boss. Or did I get to the last boss? That G.I. Joe game that either just got released or will be released on consoles soon. That game is hard, even on easy. And yeah, it's so weird. The game is like almost awesome. I know I've talked about that a lot. But anyway, you know, that was a fun episode. So I got to show off some Indiana Jones, but it was kind of funny how then at a certain point, I noticed the game was chugging. And I'm like, okay, something's going on. Yeah, it's when it has to do with OBS and certain games, but only certain games. Like newer high-end games. Does that mean I need to upgrade my PC? I hope not. One thing, though, that was interesting was I was posting, I think it might have been Reddit and OBS discussions, where I was talking about how, you know, Steam has that new feature where you can turn on video recording, but then that causes more processing utilization for OBS, you know, on the CPU. And an OBS dev responded and said, yeah, they know about that, and it's kind of a known thing just in general. I mean, just how computers work. But they plan to have a release of OBS coming out real soon that is going to even further reduce the need of the CPU. So that's going to help out a whole lot, I think, for everybody. But it's kind of interesting to think, am I really at that time where I need to upgrade my PC? Because I have not the CPU. The CPU is more than enough, but it's that video card. Even though it's a 3080 Ti and the game runs perfect, you saw I had it on Supreme, but when also running OBS. You know, it's one of those things maybe I need to think about doing where actually, yeah, this is what a lot of people do. They have a separate computer that actually does the streaming. And I do have a separate computer here with me that I use for work. It's not my work computer, but it's more of when I'm at work, like I'm about to be at work, I shut down my gaming PC and I just use this other PC. It's more powerful than my work laptop, and I use that just for work. Well, not just for work, but like just other things, not gaming. So I might try to set it up, and I'd have to, come up with the hardware diagram of how I would do it to where I can capture the feed from my gaming PC to OBS on my other PC, and that would help reduce that. That way I could stream at the highest fidelity possible, potentially. Yeah, because it's just taking that HDMI input and picking it up. That'd be interesting. But it's not native, but it's getting the signal. I'm gonna have to look into that. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna head to work. This was a lot of fun, though. But yeah, until next time, be cool. I'll see y'all later.